Hello, and everybody. Thank you so much for reporting to my TBC Live broadcast. This is Stephen Tyrone Cuff reporting to everyone. And I thank you for everyone that's already here in my live chat. It's so wonderful to have y'all support me. It's so great. I want to say hello to my loved one that always supports me, as well as my little one that always there too. Canada's always here. Okay, okay. As some of y'all may have noticed that I was actually on Randy's Wilson live broadcast on his panelist today, and I want to kind of talk more about what we were talking about. Okay, and it's something that actually, let me go to the blog first. Let's just get that out of the way. Hold on just a minute. Let's go to the blog first. And this right here, Randy's actual video is posted on the blog already. It says, "Have you discovered your voice?" You know, you know. Let me point out something to you before. Let me just come back out of this screen share for a minute. A lot of us here at TBC, particularly those that are broadcasters, and I see several broadcasters here on this live chat. A lot of us here through our lives, and you all may can identify with this. You may have been somewhat restricted or prevented or suppressed when you had something that really meant a lot for you. Yeah, you know, to anyone that wants to come on, anybody, and that's fine. That's fine. Christine, if you want to come on, or an Israq, or anyone here, we want to. I want to. Let's want to talk. I want to talk to people about this. Have a discussion about this. Often in our lives, we often have a issue with people preventing us from having a voice, or preventing us from expressing ourselves, our living self. Because see, when we talk about every living man or woman or child, and our public notice or our clinical society mission statement, I can relate to that. There was a point in time when I had a profession that I wasn't allowed to always speak my mind or say what I think could help someone. So while we're here in the Billion Coin, although we are the voices of TBC, the broadcasters, that's one thing. But when was it a time in your life that you can recall that you can be able to voice your opinion, your feelings about something that you feel very strong about, that it could impact someone, in your community or your family or someone that was special to you? Because there was somebody above you or someone that impacted you such that you could not express yourself. Think about what I'm saying now. Anyone that would like to come on me on this live, please do, so we can talk about this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the blog because the blog didn't have a lot up there today. It talked about the Sinbun meetings. We had the Sinbun meetings in Bangladesh for the Bangladeshi community, which went well, and I was actually a panelist on that. That went well. I also had on my iPad, I had the Hindi and the French playing as well. I just couldn't listen to them and be listening to, the Bangladesh community. But because I try to support all three at the same time, and I do that with my devices I have here. And all of them went well. Congratulations for having great.
Let's try to support all.
Okay, Christine, just mute yourself. I'll be with you in just a minute, Christina. Um, so so what I'm saying to you is this. Going back to my discussion, I'm leaning from what Randy and I was talking about on his live broadcast because this is something I think that we all can possibly relate to.
I just want to say thank you.
Has it been just mute yourself on the Christina? Just mute yourself on on your end there. Is at the top of the screen, I believe.
Yes, yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Now, have you ever, and this is for everybody here, anybody else want to join us in this discussion? Because I want to have men and women talking about this. Because it's something that during our life, it may have been a time in our life when we were actually suppressed what we wanted to feel, what sometimes even feeling. People sometimes try to keep you from feeling a certain way. But even more so, being able to express yourself, to give your voice about something. And here in the Billion Coin, we are actually voices of TBC. Christina's a voice of TBC. She does broadcast. Many people do broadcasts. And what's important is we have to make sure that we are speaking exactly what admin want us to say and convey in our TBC community. And what's so important is that we have to make sure that we emphasizing exactly what's in our blog. We need to be talking about, see, there are some people out here, believe it or not, this is happening. There are some people believe that we should be talking about cash flow because they take cash flow as a negative connotation is that, oh, some people are saying, well, I thought y'all was about getting rid of poverty. Well, ask yourself this question. How can you get rid of poverty not unless you talk about the means to get out of poverty? Wouldn't a person have to have some means of some cash flow to buy the necessary materials, the food, the water, the necessities to bring themselves out of the poverty situation they're in? They may not have proper transportation. Some, I had I'm not gonna mention a person's name for privacy's sake, but I had a person, I would say they're in Africa because there are millions of people in Africa, but a friend of mine in Africa stated when he was a little boy, he used to walk for years, would go to school with no shoes. He walked barefooted for miles to school. Now ask yourself this question. Should anyone have to live that way? So when we talk about, we express our voices about cash flow in our broadcast, for an example. This is an example. Isn't also it's important to talk about that because we have to make sure that if we can talk to we are all kind of colors, all kind of expressions on our face about helping people get out of poverty, but not as we talk about means to get out of poverty, such as cash flow, we have to be an example for those so we can help those people. Now we're going to help our families too, our individual families, but we got to help other people. So if we can express ourselves to help those people, how can we move forward in TBC? But I was expressing this when I came on this broadcast, and I was thinking of when Randy I was talking about in his broadcast, I was thinking to myself, we have been restricted. Like Randy was saying, it's almost like you're having a pillow, like you see on the TV program sometimes. Someone's getting ready, and no one's talking about violence here, but this is what you see on TV. They're trying to smother someone, but someone is fighting, trying to get away. Or sometimes you got poverty, like I think it's on my timeline somewhere. I shared on Michael Ewald's video that you got this police officer chasing this citizen, walking, and they're walking fast, and they're running. Then it's like he's poverty, and this is that person, and they're running behind it. It's like they're tracking them. Well, we in TBC as broadcasters, we are the voices of TBC, and we express ourselves in a way to convey our message that's in our blog posts, particularly in our message that our admin want us to say. So when we speak of cash flow, for an example, in our particular broadcast, we showing how to get it by using our fast start system, the 23 steps. We showing for those that need cash flow coaching, and I believe Christina will talk about it in a minute. What has how it has impacted her, and we'll bring her in just a minute. And I'm telling you that it's so vital that we express ourselves in our broadcast in such a way that it impacts another person or persons in a positive manner. So make sure when we're doing our voices, it was a time in our life, and some people may still feel that way, that they have to, that they feel restricted, that they cannot express themselves. But it was spelled out so eloquently in our public notice, in our Crinkle Society mission statement. There was a passage that talked about every living man and woman. And it's not we're all living beings. We got the same organs in our bodies inside. But when they talk about living, they talk about one of expression here. So we often express ourselves in these broadcasts. So what I'm gonna do right now, since Christine is the only one I got on my panel right now, I'm gonna bring in Christine. Christine, can you speak on that a little bit? You know, about your experiences in your lifetime when you may have felt like you can express yourself in some way when you had something important to convey to someone that could help someone. Can you talk about that? Just unmute yourself.
Uh, okay, from where
I
here?
can hear you. I can hear you. No, you just muted yourself.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I hear you. Thank you for coming here. This is Christine Tagway out of Vancouver, Canada.
Hi,
Hi, go ahead,
everyone.
Christina.
Good to be here. Thank you, Stephen. I am so
Mm-hmm.
happy to be talking about this. How TBC have impacted my life, or how? What? Can you please repeat the question?
I was saying, you can start off talking about how TV's impacting your life, but the main question is this: was it a time in your life where you felt that you couldn't express yourself? I'm talking about that part of Brandon I was talking about today about but every living man or woman that's in our Quaker Society mission statement. It
Yes,
talks about that, but it talks about living in terms of expression.
yes.
Was it ever a time that you in your life that you felt that you couldn't express yourself because it could have been your government you were living at the time? It could have been a family member. It could
Or
be a
culture.
job.
Yes.
Can you speak on that?
Yeah, well, there was many times, Stephen, many numberless times, and it makes one feel so frustrated because
Mm-hmm.
there was not much you could do. And when I found TBC, that's why I embrace it with my whole body, mind, and heart, because I think this is a vehicle, this is a tool that can get us to that place where when I was in my 20s, when, in Toronto, things were so uh, very bad in political sense, in a sense of racism, not as bad as now, but then it was too, like, people look at
Mm-hmm.
you and if you are olive skin or a dark skin or a brown skin. I used to witness these things, and it used to
Mm-hmm.
be like really bother me. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's then at a time, then it's become acceptance, because country become cosmopolitan, like the
Mm-hmm.
USA, Canada. It's behind. It's the same thing, the same kind of climate. So it's a phase of acceptance, and that
Mm-hmm.
now again, then we see crazy now. So, and
Mm-hmm.
this is what my experience is, and in many phases of those injustices and things like that. Too many to mention.
Mm-hmm.
So my experience with TBC, how it impacted me, that where it was born from, because it's something I embrace fully. I love it, and I'm doing the best with my all my strength to push it forward with my knowledge, to understand it every day more and more, to bring in people to reach our goals, to reach our destination where we want to take this, and to help people in the process. It's not a destination. It's not so much like, a place where you're going to go to. The destination also count. Enjoy it while
Mm-hmm.
you go. And that's where cash flow coaching coming from, as we were having a class this
Mm-hmm.
morning, just came
Mm-hmm.
from that. It's not cashing out, it's cash flowing. Enjoy
Mm-hmm.
it while you do it. I've been talking to some really diehard people the other day, like where network marketing and anything to do where they have to talk to someone, they feel restricted and never even look at it. They're very, um, no, they're very negative about it. That's the word. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I happen to, giving that, I translated the mission statement into Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
into Portuguese, and in parts, a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
I give people to read it in pieces, send it in their emails, and that's how I am doing my part of bring home that
Mm-hmm.
mission statement to people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and she read that and she said, "Oh, this is good, Doña Cristina." I wonder,
Uh-huh.
so
Mm-hmm.
this is very
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
people get to understand. They don't understand it's a self. They don't think that it's a selfish thing, or it's all about making money, or it's all about charity. This is it's a whole. It's a in itself. It's like so many factors to it. You can make money, it can be charitable, and then you can be a billionaire or a millionaire. It's so
Mm-hmm.
so many
Mm-hmm.
facets to it. It's like amazing. So, and I cash flow, and I bring in people, I introduce people, I talk about it, and I do, and I talk. I don't only talk, but I do.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something. Tell
Tell
these people, because I already noticed about you, because Randy and I both noticed about you, is that tell people the type of people you have reached or who have helped in TBC since you've been in TBC. I mean, name some of the countries you have people on your group. Tell people
Oh,
about tell them about some of the countries that some people you've talked to from their country.
okay, I talk to people from Venezuela, Spain, Chile, Brazil, Colombia. I have all those people um in my downline. Now
Wow, wow.
I'm numbering them, and I have some from India. That's why I'm close with the Indian community to send the videos and the tapes to them. They were a little bit difficult because they were in my other business before Bitcoin and so on. So now I'm
Uh-huh.
sending the tapes of them from Pritam and from. I asked them what language do they speak because I don't know the difference.
Right, right.
So I send the different tapes, videos. I mean, to the people,
Mm-hmm.
Bangladesh,
Mm-hmm.
Bengali tape
Mm-hmm.
and Indian tape,
Mm-hmm.
so they can see it. The
Mm-hmm.
video. So if they
Mm-hmm.
see that, it can encourage they will see the whole thing. Like
Right,
instead
right.
of saying a picture, say 1,000 words. So and they see these people and talking, and they're so passionate. Uh, the,
Mm-hmm.
the Bengali community, right?
Oh
So
yeah. Oh, definitely the Bangladesh community. Now, are these people? Are they pretty? If they when they understand you, they are, and when you express yourself to them, do they seem to be receptive
yeah,
of your what you're talking about when you talk about TBC?
Stephen, when I was in Brazil, almost not this same year, but it was in May, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, they were very reticent towards TBC. Now, a friend of mine is calling me, asking me, that she wanted to be involved in it. The
Oh,
20,
really? Now
yeah,
she's calling you. She's
yes.
calling you.
Yeah, she sent me a message. She said, you know, that coin that you were telling me about, the billion coin, I would like to take another look at it. When I was there for 2 full months, Stephen, and
And that's
she didn't give me the time of the day. Now she see that I'm doing it and I'm not talking about it to her anymore. You
you
know,
think she's seen your videos? She thinks she's seen you?
I didn't send it. I didn't send it. I don't know if she'd seen it, but I did give her the website. And when I was there, she asked me, I said, you know, you're busy. Don't worry about it. I'll sign you up. Just send me the email. That's all you have to send me. I have everything else, your phone
Mm-hmm.
number and everything. And that time you had to verify it. So she said, give me the email and make a new email and a password because I don't want to go into your private email. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, I'll do it. She'd go on like this for about 2 weeks. And then I stopped asking her and time for me to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Now and then another lady that my relative connect me with, she now she said, I want to work in TBC. I want to work in the billion coin. Tell me what I can do. Since
Really? Wow.
since I translated the mission statement to her,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think with just a few people, Steve, it doesn't take many. With just a few to start, one
Mm-hmm.
becomes two, two becomes four, and so on. This is what exponential
Exactly. Exactly.
growth is. I tell them, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so now this week I'm gonna be successful in getting. I don't know that I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm gonna be successful in getting one. What you call it? Rapid rewards.
Rapid rewards.
I
Right.
I
Rapid
I,
rewards.
I
Yeah.
introduced someone and he introduced two, and then the two introduced four. So that will
Mm-hmm.
finish Wednesday. I think Wednesday noon. That's tomorrow. I think. Let's see.
Oh, so you already got. So you saying that listen to this, guys. You telling me that you got two people and they got two each,
Yes, and they got four each. They already got this. It's just a
and they
matter of
already did
doing.
this within a
Yes,
24, 48-hour period, right?
yes. But tell me if I understand this right, Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, he's there since about a month now. Now only he's gonna pay his wallet, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then he got two. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is one from Colombia. He got two. They already paid. Do they have? They all have to buy $100?
You know that's a good question because this is what I found out
Mm-hmm.
when it first came. Rapid Rewards came out in the blog because I read it several times.
Yes.
I never recall seeing anything about the $100 fee then.
Yeah.
However, listen to this because I had some people, someone else asked me that question, messaged me and asked me that same question, and I was unclear myself. So this is what I did. I went into the my Cream Cash back office, and I saw when they was explaining it, it's just though you okay after they paid the $10 fee for their Cream Cash back office, it said that you also have to pay. They purchased $100 worth of Kringles from someone.
Mm.
So so that left me unclear, not clear, should I say? And I
Yeah.
said, and I meant to get with Randy about that and ask him that question because see how he understand it. I haven't done that yet. I need to do that. So I'm gonna get some clarity on that because I think we need to know that for sure. If that rapid rewards, and this is the question, everybody. In the rapid rewards, we understand that you get two, and the two people get two each.
Yes.
24, then 48 hours. But all people, this is what I do know. Everyone have to pay that $10 fee. That has to be paid. Because
Yeah.
you're not a $10, you're not a verified member if you don't pay that $10 fee.
That goes without saying. Yeah. So
Right.
I helped them and they did that. They give me the money and some
Okay.
from distance and you know some is from here again. So the four are already lined up because I missed a couple before. So that's why I
I'm
wanted to do all at the
mhm.
same time. So the four are
I,
already there. Just
I would
I'm
like
not.
to say, I'm gonna tell you what I believe what it is. This is
Yes.
my belief. This is just my take on it right now.
Yeah.
I still believe that you will be awarded if you follow the 24, 48-hour time period, the two, then
Mm-hmm.
you get 10 million cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the two get their two, then it's 100 million cookies, which is equal to one TBC.
Yes.
As long as they have everybody's paid their $10 fee
Yeah.
within that allotted time period, then
Exactly.
you still get the cookies. Still get the cookies. I believe that $100. I believe they put that in the quick to let them know that to be emphasized that if you pay the $100 fee, now you're set to be at least a millionaire in TBC. You
Right.
know,
Right.
and I believe that's what the admin is get some clarity. I believe admin wants people to. Admin wants people. They want to get those coins out of admin's wallet into our wallets. That's what admin wants to do, as you know.
I
But
went a step further,
mhm,
Stephen, excuse me. I went a step further. I am not getting the reward because this is how I did it. I got 7 people instead of 6. So the
mhm.
first person, he will get those rewards, isn't it? Not
Yes, he
me.
gets those awards. Yes.
So instead of me sponsoring him and this other person, I said, you sponsor yourself first. You're already there. Just pay your wallet because he's been waiting. And then we'll put these 2 people under you. If one is a friend, one is a son or whatever. And then the 4 more. And I know the 2 first one will buy. The first
Hmm.
2 first one will buy. But I'm not sure of the 4. But if it's a requirement, I'll tell them.
Okay.
And they,
I'm
and
gonna
they
get
get
some.
they get
I'm
to
gonna
share
get some.
50% with
Hmm.
me, right?
Hmm.
You get
Yeah,
back.
I'm going to get some clarity with Randy regarding that because that's not as quite as clear as I would want it to be, even for me.
Yeah.
And
I think I asked this.
I'm just taking to the notion that I'm thinking as long as they have paid their $10 fee within a 24-hour period, that everything is good. Because we didn't see that, and I read that blog post several times, and I can't recall seeing anything about that each person would have to purchase $100, worth of TBC from a person, from you or
Yeah,
whoever.
I think in a logical sense that what the blog post meant is that admin is just he's concerned with his verified wallet. If
Right.
you if you
Hmm.
if you want to purchase from your people, that's good. If you want to sell, that's okay too. And it's spreading the money. Like if they want to buy the 4 people, it's the person who sponsored them will get 50% commission
Right.
also. So
Right.
that is good for everybody if they do it. And I just wanted to. I don't
I'm
need.
glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because that's something that needs to be. It's still some people in our community that's not quite clear on it. I do understand, and that I'm glad you brought that up because it reminded me. Because I'm gonna definitely talk to Randy about that because I know he has the right answer for that, and so I'm gonna get with him on that and discuss that, and maybe he can maybe mention that tomorrow in his live broadcast. Or I will message him about it first, and he may tell me then. And if I get the answer, I will let you know, or I will let you all, or everyone know in this in my next broadcast because I know that it's some other people in our community are not quite clear on that part. Whether you get the cookies only if you paid it, you purchase them $100
Right.
with a TBC. And I'm not sure if that admin meant that they want you to purchase $100, but I don't know if it's a requirement because
Yeah.
in the blog post, I always go with what's in the blog post
Right.
because the blog post didn't say that you had to do that to get the rapid rewards. It just said everyone needs to pay their $10 fee,
Yes.
and it has to be done in 24. Then the next 2 get their 2 in within that 40-hour period.
Yes. And
That's
also, Stephen, it's also this is important. When I suggest, and he saw the 24/48 rapid reward, I let him see
mm-hmm,
it and read it. I translate it to him because he doesn't. He
mm-hmm,
speaks French and English, and then I told him, and he said, "Well done, yeah, Christina. You gonna get that money?" I said, "No, I don't want that. That's not money. That's coin to get a whole TBC." I said,
mm-hmm.
I have a lot. I have many. I don't require more. I don't need more. I want you
Right.
to have it. And I saw tears in his eyes. He said,
Oh, really?
You're gonna make
Really?
me earn it. You're supposed to earn it." I said, "No, you just get it. I want you to earn that." And
Right.
he didn't realize that, it's a free gift to him because I don't want to have more coins than I have coins to last me 10 lifetimes.
I mean, we get a million cookies every time you do a broadcast. You get a
Yeah,
million cookies every time you do a send button, you attend a send button meeting. And
yeah,
get this, guess
mm,
what I also found out? At first, it
yeah.
wasn't allowing me to do this. Now, I might know if this is going to be like this across the board, but this is the second week that I've attended and this for people to know. I've attended the Bangladesh Hindi, and every time I attend it, I see the keyword, and I put it there. Guess what is happening? They're giving me a million cookies on each one.
I imagine that.
You
Yeah.
know, and I didn't first it wasn't allowed it. It's saying that you had already got it for the English. But
Mhm.
this week, 2 weeks in a row, they've given me million cookies for each send button meeting I've attended.
Yeah.
And so I just
That's a
put the
good
keyword and see if
tool.
it works, and it's saying it did accept it. And then when I check my cookie rewards, I got another million cookies.
Yeah,
Now,
we want to get those crinkles out of admin's hands as quick as possible.
right.
You know? Uh,
Listen, I said this, Christine. I told people yesterday in my broadcast that, and I was talking about the redemption period coming up next month, and I told them that please don't be so, and it said it in the blog, don't be too hasty in pressing that button that November 1st. Wait,
exactly.
tend to do your broadcast right to the end of the when it's the ending of the time. They may go into December, the
Yeah.
redemption period, if it does, if
Yeah.
they allow it.
Yes.
Do your broadcast, 10 your send button meetings. Stockpile your cookies because people like you and myself that's been in
Mm.
TBC, I, I don't need more TB. I don't need to purchase any more TBC.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've already gained enough of 5 TBC coins just doing broadcast and 10 send button meetings since I
Yeah.
don't need.
I have a lot to redeem too. But yeah, this is
I'd rather
it.
help somebody else.
Let more other people have it if you can help them to get it. And he was so happy. He's gonna spread that news and the greatness of it. Like it reaches a part of him that never it touches him when I talk about it. It was
Oh,
very.
that's good. That's good.
I,
That's
I can
see.
I can I can do something with it. So I'll have help to help me if I can't.
Mhm.
Able by
Isn't
myself.
that what we're here for? We here to help other people.
Help
And
other
see, when
people.
they see that you're helping him, he
Mhm.
would do the same thing for somebody else, and then on and then on.
And
You
then on,
see?
more people will come on board. We don't need to be selfish with TBC, with the coin,
No,
because we have a
no,
lot,
don't be selfish.
and it's time now to bring in more people and encourage them for them to earn it now. And so,
Exactly, exactly.
even
Mhm.
the hard nosed people who say no before, I see gradually they're coming on board. So for me, it's great.
Yeah. Some people sit back and watch others and
Yeah,
their success they're having. Then they come on. You know how that works. You know
yes,
how that works.
yes,
You know.
yeah,
Right now, I got several people from the Bangladesh community in the chat area. They always support me, and I support them too. And
yeah,
see, you're like men that I reach out all over the world. I just don't. Do you know how to even deal with people in the United States in my own country? I deal
yeah,
with people outside of the country to
yeah,
bringing them into TBC because
yeah.
most of outside the country is in TBC.
Yeah, that this is internet business. Is internet work? We're working on the internet, right? So
Right, exactly.
in some brick and mortar business, people say, "Well, look at your neighborhood first, and then you stretch to another country." This is the other way around. Show
Mm-hmm.
your backyard what you can do in other countries, and then they'll come afterward. This is working for me.
Exactly.
This is working.
Exactly.
So it is it is awesome. You know, the
Mm.
Bangladesh community is doing good. You don't understand
I mean,
Bengali,
I guess so now
and
that
I
I
don't
understand.
understand, and we're
But
still supporting.
I've been on their broadcast so many. Some of those people broadcast so much and been
Yeah,
on their panel on their Sinbad meeting. I've listened to them so much. Do you know I'm actually grasping on some of their language?
under the
I
words.
don't know how I'm doing it. I'm grasping on. I'm when they start talking about TBC. I'm grasping on some of it. I'm not got it all yet, but I'm learning on my own. I don't know how to explain it to people, but
Yeah,
I'm grasping. If I listen to you long enough, I will
mhm.
start to grasp on some of your terminology. and what you're trying to say.
Isn't it funny? And the emotions, you know that
Yeah,
they're saying something
but see,
good.
this is what I'm different from most people. In my previous profession, we were taught to look at facial expressions and hand movements,
Yeah,
and it all meant something. And that's why I'm being able to pull that from their language, and that's how I'm learning it. Now,
yeah,
not everybody can do that, but that's something I was taught in my previous profession to do.
yeah,
I learned about nonverbal behavior. When
yeah.
people were not talking, if you just facial expressions, hand movements, you maybe your legs movements, whatever. All those things mean something, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well,
So
listen,
my
this
husband asked me this morning, Stephen.
what
So
do you ask you?
he said, "Darling, which send button meeting you gonna attend?" You know, because I told him I do one
Right, right,
on
right.
Tuesdays, right? So there's three.
Mhm.
So I said, today I'm doing Bengali. And he said, but you don't understand. I said, I don't need to understand. I'm going to be there to support, because last week was French, right? Uh,
Right.
and
I
then,
don't need it.
then,
I don't need
then
to
another,
understand it.
and then it's going to be next week pre-term. So this is how I'm doing one after another. Monday, so
Right,
they have three in one day, and Monday one. So that's what he asked me. He said, okay. So I put it on and he was listening to it. He said, well, they say some words in English. I said, well, that's good for us too.
right. Because you can speak Portuguese too, right?
I don't speak it, but I read it and understand it. And I speak it, but not to do broadcast. But Spanish, yes, and French. Because yeah, Spanish and French. And my husband is totally, he's French Canadian. So
Oh,
that
okay, okay,
I lived
okay,
in Quebec City for about 7 years, so that's how I speak French. But you know, as you get older,
okay.
you don't practice it, a little bit rusty in it. But when I hear
But
MB,
but but Spanish is your native language, right?
yes, yes, yeah, that's
Okay, all
not.
right.
It's not really native because I am from British Guyana. I'm English.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
English.
okay.
Yes, I'm
I
from.
know you. I know one time you had told us you were in Brazil at one
Yeah,
point.
Brazil is Portuguese.
Or
That
it's
was
Portuguese.
not
Oh,
not my
see, you
country.
learn things about people you think is Spanish, but they're Portuguese. Isn't that something?
Yeah, yeah. Colombia, I grew up.
Wow.
Colombia, that's my second language, Spanish. Spanish is my
Oh,
second
okay.
language. English is my first language. But because I
Uh
speak
huh.
three different languages, I understand also Italian and Russian. But you know, you get to a point when you speak so many languages, you end up speaking nothing.
Yeah. Do you know how to do broadcast in another language? Have you learned how to do that yet?
Well, I think I'm gonna try to do the Spanish one.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I have somebody to help me out, you know. I also
Mm-hmm.
can do it Portuguese if I have somebody to help me out.
Yeah,
I'm
because you know
looking
that you realize that admin is this is coming down the pike. They want to have Sinbun meetings in different languages, a lot of different
yeah,
languages,
I know.
international
There's
languages.
a couple
They
of
want
ways.
that.
You know, we will talk about it and see if we can do it. You know, there's Carmen
Mm-hmm.
Lister. She's Spanish speaking, and there's another one, I believe. There's not too many Spanish speaking people in the.
I know, not too many Spanish, and you know that's a big population. You know, that's a very big population Spanish.
Yeah, and there's
You know?
another one. There's another fellow that I would talk to. He understands Spanish and Portuguese like me. You know, so we
Uh
don't
huh.
have to be perfect in it. You know, it comes to us once you start speaking it now and then. You know, I live in
Right.
Canada for
Right.
many years. You know, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this is it.
Yeah. But this has been a bit. This has been a good
It's been
broadcast. Thank you so much for being on today.
it's
You
been a
know,
pleasure
and
here with
you
you.
did. Yeah. Thank you for talking about expression and things and your experiences yourself, because we are every as this said in our Christian society and our public knows we are living men and women, meaning the living part meaning that you are now have to live to give your expression. And because and Randy and I was talking about the thing that's preventing us from expressing ourselves through our lifetime. And I know that several people in this chat area can relate to that, you know.
Yes,
So
we're living men, women, and children.
exactly, Exactly.
Even a baby now could be in TBC.
Yeah, how exactly. See, that's what I like about TBC. You can even have a baby in TBC.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
a baby.
Even a
And that's
baby.
a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Christina.
Okay.
And everybody in the chat, thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much for
much.
being here.
Have a nice
Thank you
day.
for my thank you for I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for my little one that's all my loved one always support me. My
Bye.
little one kid that always watches me, and also the people in this chat area who's been wonderful today. Thank
Yes.
you for supporting me and like they always do. So thank you so much, Christina, and hope
Bye.
to see you everyone on my broadcast again. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.